Hey Castle, it's 7 here for Let's Castle Chess, here to talk about castling. And castling, I equate that with getting your house in order. Castlers, do you remember back when you were a little child, your mother used to say, clean your room. Before you do anything, clean your room. You better not do anything unless you clean that room. She was instilling in you back then the discipline to basically get your house in order before you tackle the day. The same holds true for when you're an adult. Before you leave that house, you want to first, make sure all appliances are turned off. You don't want that electricity bill going up, or, you don't want a fire. You don't want to come home to a fire. Make sure the stove is turned off. Make sure you lock your door, secure home before you tackle the day. If you're cohabitating with anyone or if you're married to someone, make sure the kids are safe and healthy. Make sure your wife or husband is safe and healthy. Secure home before you go out and tackle the day. Same holds true for chess. Only thing, you are securing your home, meaning the king. Because if your king is checked and mated, the game is over. So the best way to secure your king is something called castling. And castling is this. Bam. When you move your king 2 squares toward your rook and put the rook on the opposite side of the king. Before you can castle, you must, number one, make sure your bishop and knight have been developed, meaning they're starting square. Also, you cannot move your king or rook before castling. Once you've moved your king, you can no longer castle. Once you've moved your rook, you can no longer castle. They must not have moved from their starting position. If all of those factors have been met, you are allowed to castle. And like I said, castling just means you're going to move your king 2 squares toward your rook and place the rook on the opposite side of the king, like so. That's castling. And as you can see, the king is protected by the 3 pawns here, the knight on f3, and the rook. It's well encapsulated, far from harm. Okay, and that's called castling kingside. You can do what's called castling queenside, meaning you're going to castle in the direction of the queen on the opposite side of the board. But in order to do that, there's going to be some more work done. You have to develop this knight, develop this bishop, and develop this queen. So let's say, okay, we're going to develop this knight to c3. And let's say your opponent castles kingside. Now we're going to develop the bishop to e3. All right, and let's say they move this rook over here. And now the last thing to do is develop this queen to d2. Now we are prepared to castle queenside. And it's the same. The same holds true for castling queenside. You're going to move the king towards the opposite rook, 2 squares, and place the rook on the opposite side of the king, like so. And you have castled queenside. You have put your house in order. You have secured your king. You want to secure your king before you do any kind of attack against your opponent. Same thing like in life. Make sure your house is in order. Secure your home before you go out and tackle the day. Going back to when you were a child, clean your room before you even step out of your room. This is Eladef 07 here for Let's Castle Chess. Stay tuned and I'll see you soon.